Hi friends, myself Subrata Mukherjee and you are watching my channel Dr. Subrata Mukherjee Distance Learning in Commerce. Today I am going to discuss another problem on self-balancing and section balancing system. This is lecture number 6 and you can find the other lectures on the same chapter in the playlist section of the channel. I would like to request all the viewers to subscribe my channel and to browse the playlist section where I have uploaded lectures on accounts, costing, financial management and management accounting earlier. From the following information, prepare general ledger adjustment account in the debtors ledger and creditors ledger of Mr. P. On 1st April 2019, debtors balance debit rupees 50,000 and creditors balance credit rupees 20,000. Transactions during the year 2019-20. Cash sales is rupees 3,60,000 being 40% of total sales. Cash receipt from customers 50% of credit sales. Bills receivable drawn rupees 30,000. Bills receivable endorsed in favor of creditors rupees 5,000. Endorsed bill receivable dishonored rupees 2,000. Goods returned by customers rupees 2,000. Bills receivable dishonored rupees 6,000. Interest charged to customer rupees 120. Total purchase rupees 10 lakh. Credit purchase 70% of total purchase. Cash paid to creditors 50% of credit purchase. Bills payable accepted rupees 50,000. Return outward rupees 10,000. Here I have prepared the structure of general ledger adjustment account as would appear in debtors ledger. So I have written here in debtor ledger, general ledger adjustment account that we have to prepare. And I have prepared the following columns: date particular rupees on the debit side and date particulars rupees on the credit side. And here I have prepared the general ledger adjustment account as would appear in creditor ledger. So I have written in creditor ledger, general ledger adjustment account. So on debit side, we have date particulars rupees and on credit side, date particulars and rupees. So please follow the transactions how I am recording in these two ledgers. So let us start with the first transaction. So the opening balance of debtor is 50,000. So in debtor ledger, general ledger adjustment account we are preparing. So the opening balance of debtor will be recorded here. On 1st April 2019, I am writing by balance BD 50,000. And in creditor ledger, general ledger adjustment account we have to prepare. So the opening creditor balance I have to record on the debit side as on 1st April 2019 to balance BD rupees 20,000. Now in general ledger adjustment account as it is appearing in debtor ledger, I have to write here on 31st March 2020, that is the last date of the financial year. So I have to write here to debtor ledger adjustment account. I am writing here to debtor ledger adjustment account on the debit side as well as on credit side. I am writing 31st March 20 by debtor ledger adjustment account. Similarly, here in general ledger adjustment account as it would appear in the creditor ledger, I have to write here on 31st March 20 by creditor ledger adjustment account. And on the debit side also, I am writing on 31st March 20 to creditor ledger adjustment account. Now, the next transaction, so it is given in the question, the transactions during the year 2019-20. So first item is given as cash sales, rupees 3,60,000, and it is being 40% of the total sales. So regarding the credit sales that we have to record here, your journal entry is debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account. So on credit side of this general ledger adjustment account, I am writing here as credit sales. So your journal entry, I am again repeating, debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account. So below this, I am writing credit sales, rupees 3,60,000. This is the amount of cash sales, and this is 40% of total sales. So your total sales is 3,60,000 divided by 40% means 9 lakh. And credit sales is 60% of total sales. So your credit sales would be 5,40,000. I expect you have understood the calculation to calculate the amount of credit sales. So 3,60,000 is the amount of cash sales which represent 40% of total sales. So I have divided the amount of cash sales with 40%. So I will get the amount of total sales, multiply this factor with 60%, which is the amount of credit sales. So you will get the amount of credit sales being 5,40,000. Then it is given the cash received from a debtor is 50% of your credit sales. So your journal entry will be general ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment, and the amount of cash received is 5,40,000. Multiplied with 50%, you will get 2,70,000. Next is bills receivable drawn is rupees 30,000. So your journal entry is general ledger adjustment account debit 30,000 to debtor ledger adjustment 30,000. So this is the amount for bills receivable, and the amount is 30,000. So your journal entry is general ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment account for acceptance of BR of 30,000. Next is bills receivable endorsed in favor of creditor. So here I have to record in a general ledger adjustment account as would appear in creditor ledger. So I am writing here your actual journal entry is creditor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment, and the purpose of this journal is to record the amount of BR endorsed. So your credit balance or creditor balance is being reduced by the endorsing the amount of BR. So this amount is basically 5,000. Next is endorsed bills receivable dishonored. So the bills receivable that has been endorsed in favor of creditor and to a tune of rupees 2,000 got dishonored. So your basic journal entry is debtor account debit to creditors. So in the debtor ledger, in general ledger adjustment account, I have to record here as debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment because of the bills receivable dishonored. So I am writing here BR dishonored is rupees 2,000. This will be appearing in general ledger adjustment account as it is appearing in debtor ledger, as well as in the general ledger adjustment account as would appearing in creditor ledger. So on the debit side, I have to record BR dishonored rupees 2,000. This is basically, for your understanding, I am writing endorsed bill. So your journal entry here is general ledger adjustment account debit to creditor ledger adjustment account. This figure of rupees 2,000 is going to increase the amount of creditor's balance. The next journal is goods returned by customer rupees 2,000. So this is basically your sales return. So I have to record it here. Sales return is rupees 2,000. Your journal entry is general ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment, and the purpose is for sales return rupees 2,000. Next is bills receivable dishonored. So the bills receivable accepted was 30,000, and out of this bill 6,000 amount got dishonored, apart from rupees 2000 which was endorsed in favor of creditor and got dishonored. So again I have to write on the credit side, BR dishonored rupees 6000. Next is interest charged to customer. So this is going to increase the amount of debtor balance. So I have to write here as interest 120. Your journal entry is debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account, and the purpose is for charging the interest to customer. Then the total purchase figure is given as rupees 10 lakh, and the credit purchase being 70% of total purchase. So I have to record the amount of credit purchase here, general ledger adjustment account debit to creditor ledger adjustment, and the purpose is for credit purchase. And what is the amount of credit purchase? Rupees 10 lakh is the amount of total purchase, and 70% of this amount means 7 lakh. So 7 lakh is the amount of credit purchase. Then the cash paid to creditor is 50% of the amount of credit purchase. So on credit side, I have to record as cash paid to creditors. And the journal entry is creditors account, creditors ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment, and this will be rupees 7 lakh. Multiply this figure with 50%, the amount of cash paid to creditor will be 3,50,000. Next transaction is BP accepted rupees 50,000. So this figure is going to reduce the amount of creditor. Your journal entry is creditor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account, and the purpose is for BP accepted. So here I am writing bills payable is rupees 50,000. The next transaction is regarding return outward. Return outward means purchase return. So you have to record it in as creditor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account, because a purchase return is going to reduce the amount of your creditor. So here I am writing a return outward, and the amount is rupees 10,000. So this way I have recorded all the transactions given in the question. So now it's time to close the ledger as the general ledger adjustment account. First I am going to close as the general ledger adjustment account appearing in the debtor ledger. So you will get a balancing figure on the debit side. So I am writing here on 31st March 20 to balance CD, and the amount is 2,96,120. So total of debit and credit side is 5,98,120, and 2,96,120 is the balancing figure. So please have a look at the general ledger adjustment account as it is appearing in the debtor ledger. Now it's time to close the general ledger adjustment account as it is appearing in the creditor ledger. So you will get a balancing figure on the credit side. So I am writing here as by balance CD as 3,07,000, and sum total of debit and credit side is 7,22,000. So please have a look at the general ledger adjustment account as it is appearing in the creditor ledger. So on the debit side, you will find the figures which are going to increase the amount of creditors balance, and the items that has been recorded on the credit side is going to reduce the amount of the creditors balance. So I expect all the students have written the question with the solution and try to follow the way I have done to solve the problem here. In spite of this, if you find any difficulty in understanding, feel free to communicate with me through email and the contact number given in the description box. Thank you. Thanks for watching the lecture.